What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. So we got World Athletics takes massive step towards protecting women's sports in Olympics. So there's an article by Outkick, and let's get into it. So yep, here we go. World Athletics, the global governing body for track and field, took a massive step toward protecting women's sports. So the organization which oversees Olympic track and field announced it will perform biological tests on female athletes to keep males out of the women's category. Since we've had all kinds of controversy with the Olympics, with Amin Khalif and all these guys, men and women's sports. So Sebastian Coe, the president of World Athletics, known as IIF, said the pre-clearing testing will be for athletes to compete in the female category, and added that the testing is important. And of course, despite Democrats in America trying to scare people into believing that banning males from women's sports means invasive genital inspection for female athletes, the IAA made it clear that's not the case, but Coe outlined the plans, which will include a once in a lifetime tweak swab or blood test to confirm an athlete is a female. So that's the thing. And yep, any athlete who competed at a high level is familiar with having a physical prior to competition. Those physicals generally involve blood tests. Both procedures are minimally invasive and only need to be performed once. The IAAF president added that the testing is important to guarantee fairness in women's sports. It's important to do because it maintains everything we've been talking about, not just talking about the integrity of female and women's sports, but guaranteeing it, Cole said. This we feel is really important, the way of providing confidence and maintaining that absolute focus on the integrity of competition. All right, so here we go. We're going to go in right now and we're going to listen in.
So on the gender verification, what are the pre-clearance tests, and will they apply to every athlete trying to compete in women's athletics?
Look, the pre-clearance testing will be for athletes to be able to compete in the female category. The process is very straightforward, frankly, very clear, and it's an important one.
So are these swab tests?
Well, yeah, the swab test. I mean, we've had the working group and our medical teams have been looking at that. But look, that is largely the two determinants here are firstly finding the right provider, because we are a global sport, so you do need to find a provider with the capacity, the scale and capacity to be able to do that, and cheek swab or the dry blood test. But yeah, it'll be it's along the lines of something that will be administered once in the career of an athlete, a female athlete.
Why do you think it's so important to do it? And also, are the DSD parameters changing as well?
It's important to do it because it maintains everything that we've been talking about, and particularly recently, about not just talking about the integrity of female women's sport, but actually guaranteeing it. And this, we feel, is a really important way of providing confidence and maintaining that absolute focus on the integrity of competition.
I'm sorry, I just say, finally, are you prepared for any resistance about some criticism if it's too intrusive?
No, neither of these are invasive. They are necessary, and they will be done to absolutely international medical standards. I wouldn't have set off down this path in 2016, 2017 to protect the female category in sport if I'd been sort of, anything other than prepared to take, the challenge head on. We've been to the Court of Arbitration on our DSD regulations. They've been upheld, and they've again been upheld after appeal. So we will doggedly protect the female category, and we'll do whatever is necessary to do it. And we're not just talking about it.
So there you go. Yeah. So, and if this leads to more global governing bodies following suit to keep males out of women's sports, particularly at the elite and Olympic level. And of course, here in the United States, some American states like Maine, Washington, California, Minnesota, and Oregon are pushing back on United States President Donald Trump's executive order banning males from girls and women's sports. And for some reason, there are politicians in the U.S. who believe that males who want to identify as girls and women should be granted an opportunity to compete against girls and women, despite science and American polls clearly showing that doesn't make any logical sense. So, yeah, good for the world athletics recognizing biological reality and putting an end to these madness. But as outkick Riley Gage really said, the war on woke has not been won yet. So, yeah. That's a continuing issue still here in the United States. So that's what's going on. So we'll see. And yeah, 2028. Hopefully, we'll not see any males in women's sports. Everyone will be able to compete equally for males and females. And that's going to be the issue that we're going to see some resistance by the left, and we're going to see a lot of resistance for some people like, oh, I identify as a female. I should compete in the female category. No, keep men out of women's sports. All right, if any of you enjoyed this content, please give me the HKO special. Help the king out. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you are, stay safe. And I'll see you in my next